am here with another down payment assistance program for all my first-time home buyers in the state of Florida. So this one is not just Hillsborough County or Pasco County or Pinellas County. This one is for the entire state of Florida. It is one you're probably very familiar with because you've probably heard about it before, but I wanted to make an updated video about this particular down payment assistance because this particular down payment assistance can give you up to $35,000 towards your down payment assistance / closing costs, but it really goes by pretty quickly. That means they just run through it. As soon as the money is released, it is used up pretty quickly. So I want to put this video out before Hometown Heroes get funded again, which they usually do right around July, the month of July. We are in March, so you got what? April, May, June, July. You got 4 months to prepare. Keep your eye out so that when this program comes along and it's funded again, you are good to go. That means if you are wanting to use the program, you should probably be doing all the things that you need to do to get ready to buy a house. That means you should be working on your credit. That means you should be working on your savings. You should be working on reducing your debt and increasing your income. So make sure that you're doing what you need to do so that when the program is open up, you are ready to go. So again, this program is called Florida Hometown Heroes Housing Program, and it is a second loan. That means it is repayable. That means you have to pay it back, okay? So now here are the requirements and the details for this particular one. I made a video before, you could check it out, but I wanted to update it. So one occupying borrower must work full-time in the state of Florida. You have to work full-time with a Florida-based employer, right? Instead of the previous requirement. So that has changed. The previous requirement in which one occupying borrower had to work 35 or more hours with a Florida-based employer. Employers determine what is full-time status, okay? So not the program, the employers. They will check to make sure that you're employed with a Florida-based company and whether you're full-time or not. Those that work from home must report to or work out of a specific Florida location to qualify. Work from home employees cannot simply qualify if their employer has a location in Florida. They must report to a specific location and the employer must confirm the location in writing. Self-employed borrowers must have third-party confirmation of full-time status. The self-employed borrower's CPA, bookkeeper, or tax preparer may provide a letter confirming full-time status. Hometown Heroes Down Payment Assistance Program is compatible with FHA, USDA, VA. Down payment and closing cost assistance is available in the form of a 0% non-amortizing 30-year deferred second mortgage, FHA, VA, HFA preferred, and HFA advantage income limits. USDA does not have a cap on the loan amount. Borrowers can receive up to 5% of the first mortgage loan amount. Maximum is $35,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance. The Florida Hometown Heroes loan is not forgivable, so you will have to pay it back. This down payment assistance is repaid if the following conditions occurs. The property is sold. So if the property is sold, you have to pay it back. The first mortgage is refinanced, or you pay off the first mortgage, or you transfer the deed, or you no longer occupy the property, or it's no longer your full-time residence. then you will have to pay it back in full. Eligible full-time workforce employed by a Florida-based employer can receive lower than market interest rates on an FHA, VA, RD, Fannie Mae, or Freddie Mac first mortgage, reduced upfront fees, non-origination points or discount points, and down payment and closing cost assistance. This program is offered to all FHA, Fannie Mae, or Freddie Mac conventional borrowers in the state of Florida who meet income, purchase price, occupation, and other program guidelines and can qualify for an FHA or conventional first mortgage loan. If you're qualified for the mortgage, then you can use, if you meet the criterias and you are eligible, you can be qualified. Also, the Florida Hometown Heroes Loan Program also offers a lower first mortgage interest rate and additional special benefits to those who have served and continue to serve their country. You're in the military. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer. Your spouse does not have to be a first-time home buyer. If the spouse is not on the loan, for active military or veterans who were discharged as any status except dishonorably. So if you were discharged with an honorable conduct, you may be qualified. If you were discharged dishonorably, then you would not be qualified to use this program. All other hometown heroes are qualified to be first-time home buyers or not have owned or been under title for at least 3 years. Definition of first-time home buyer: not owned or been on title of a home for the last 3 years. When Hometown Heroes just started, it was solely for heroes like military, like teachers and policemen, but now it is open to all first-time home buyers who qualifies for the program. You need to have a middle score, FICO score of 640 and above for an automated underwriting approval. Some people do with 620, but if you want to have an automated underwriting approval, you need that 640. No lender origination fee can be charged in closing costs for this special Hometown Heroes mortgage program. So that's going to save you some money here because there's no lender originating fees with this particular program. For veterans and active military, certificate of eligibility not required for this program. Wow. Only your DD 214, your DD 214 discharge paperwork to prove your discharge status. So they want to make sure that you were discharged honorably. So they're going to need your discharge status. They're going to need that DD 214. Very low fixed first mortgage interest rates for this special financing state of Florida sponsored mortgage loan program. So you get lower fixed mortgage. It has to be a fixed mortgage. It cannot be an adjustable rate mortgage. It has to be fixed. And you can purchase new homes with it, or you can purchase resale homes with it. You can purchase single family residence, townhouses, villas, and program approved condos. So when you find a condo, make sure that is approved for the program before you write an offer on it. Manufactured homes. If you're buying a manufactured home, you need a 680 minimum credit score if you're buying manufactured homes. So a lot higher credit score for those looking for manufactured home. Co-signers are permitted with FHA and Fannie Mae loans only. You must occupy the property within 60 days of closing. So it can't be one of those properties you're going to buy and you're going to take 90 days or however long you want to take your sweet time to enter. If you buy that house using this program within 60 days of closing, you have to live in the house. Move in and do whatever you want to do while you're moving, but move in. Again, you can only buy this as a primary residence. You cannot buy it a primary residence. You cannot buy it for investment property. There's no prepayment penalty or fees. So if you decide to pay this thing early, you won't have any penalty for that. You do not get cash back at closing. I have this question a lot. People say, well, if I'm getting $35,000 in down payment / closing costs, and I don't need all of that money to close, do I get the rest of the money as cash back? No, you don't. You do not get any of that money as cash back. Any excess fund will be used to pay down your first mortgage, which is great. I love that. So you only need $10,000 and you have $35,000. $25,000 is going towards your mortgage. That's amazing. The first and second mortgage are exempt from documentary stamp tax and intangible tax. Mortgage deeds are not exempt. Bankruptcies must be discharged over 2 years. No foreclosures, short sale, or deed in lieu. 3 years minimum, 2 trade lines with no lates in the last 12 months. No insufficient funds in the last 12 months either. For the conventional version of this, bankruptcies must be discharged over 4 years. Remember, for the FHA version, bankruptcies must be discharged over 2 years. For conventional, bankruptcies must be discharged over 4 years. No foreclosures, just like FHA. No short sale. Deed in lieu, 7 years. Right? Deed in lieu for FHA was 3. For conventional, it's 7. The minimum, you need 2 trade lines with no lates in the last 12 months, no insufficient funds in the last 12 months. So the only difference between the FHA and the conventional is how long you have to be out of bankruptcy, and both of them is the deed in lieu. One is 3 years, the other one is 7 years. Now, both FHA or conventional versions of the program, for whether you're doing conventional or whether you're doing FHA, you must be employed full-time, 35 hours per week, with 35 hours a week minimum, with 2 years continuous employment. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the same company. You just have to be employed for 2 years and work at least 35 hours a week to be considered to be full-time. Your income must be supported with this. So when you're applying, these are the documents that they're going to be asking you for. 3 years of tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, and 2-year history of continuous employment. Gaps in employment can be considered, but you still need that 2 years. Hopefully, I answered all of your questions on this particular program. My name is Josette Gamble. I'm a local real estate agent right here in Tampa, Florida. My number's on the screen. Feel free to reach that. Feel free to use that if you are looking to purchase a home in the Tampa Bay area. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.